It's that time again. Hello and welcome to the KXII-12 Max Blitz. I'm David Reed along with Stone Weber, and over the next half hour, we're going to share with you all the scores and highlights from across Texoma.
David, we've got plenty of big games to get to. The regular season finales tonight. Healton and Wilson going head-to-head. A big matchup, the Battle of the Boroughs. Pottsboro and Whitesboro meeting. Denison traveling to Melissa, and they close down the stadium in Sherman against Lebanon Trail. And big home games, Ardmore, Sulphur, Van Alstyne, Collinsville, Plainview, and much more.
We got a bunch to get to tonight, but we begin up in Tulsa, where the Durant Lions are trying to get into the playoffs for the first time since 2011. Drew Mower made the trip and has more from Tulsa.
The story was simple tonight for the Durant Lions. Win and you're in to the playoffs for the first time since 2011. 14 years without a playoff berth for Durant, but tonight they had a chance heading out to Tulsa to take on Bishop Kelly. It's a game where head coach Todd Vargas said he believes his team has a chance, and he fully expected them to get a win here on Friday night. Let's go ahead and jump into the highlights. Durant heads to Tulsa to face Bishop Kelly with a playoff spot on the line. First defensive possession for the Lions, the swing out pass blown up behind the line of scrimmage by Bear Bell. Durant trying to make a statement early, but later on in the possession, it's Comet's Wesley Woodley on the carry, pushing off Lions defenders, and he is going to put Bishop Kelly on the board for the first score of the game. Lions on offense, now it's Aiden Polk with the handoff. He's going to shake and bake some defenders, and now he's got a lane for a huge Durant first down, but not enough for a score on that possession. Now back on defense, quarterback looking for anywhere to throw, but not here. It's intercepted by Bell. A huge turnover here for Durant. Lions still scoreless, looking to make something happen before half, and the Cole Robbins pass is complete to Holden Robinson. He's down at the 1 yard line. Now rushing to get back to the line of scrimmage, pushing forward is Robbins, but it's not enough. Refs say he's short, and the Lions head into the locker room down 24-0. And this one ends in heartbreak for the Durant Lions. 38-8, the final score. Durant scored in the second half, but it just wasn't enough to take Bishop Kelly down, so that playoff drought extends for one more season. A tough one for these seniors, but Todd Vargas is confident in these guys, and hopefully they'll be back next season to see if they can end that drought then. Reporting in Tulsa, Drew Mower, KXII-12.
All right, so there you go. A tough way for Durant to end their season, but they went into the final week with a chance, and a lot of times that's all you can ask for is have a chance.
I'm sure there's plenty of teams out there who wanted that chance, a long trip up there, but I know coming up short. But to know they were so close, plenty to build on for next season. Not the outcome you want, but a lot to be excited about. There's a lot to be excited about in Sherman. The Bearcats have been good over the years against Lebanon Trail, 3-0 against the Trailblazers. Tonight, finishing the regular season against them in the final varsity football game that will ever be played at Bearcat Stadium. A big one as the seniors take the field for the final time. The Bearcat offense driving on their first possession. Braden Sheffield dropping back, firing down the seam for Christian Mackey. Sherman jumps in front, 7-0, and the defense looking to keep it that way. Lebanon Trail's quarterback Jordan Jones looking for Zachary O'Rourke, but good pressure from T.J. Johnson breaks the play up. LT would punt, and in the second, Sherman in plus territory. Pierre Brauhaus splitting the blockers and rumbling down to the 5 yard line. Coach Josh Alleman looking on, and they know who to give it to. Brauhaus surging in as the Bearcats take a 14-0 lead, but Lebanon Trail fighting back in the season finale. Jones keeping those legs moving and scoring on the sneak. It's now 14-7. Sherman looking for an answer before the break. The give to Brauhaus. He's got room to run in front of him. Eventually brought down at the 15 yard line. And now on the 5, Brauhaus gets to the edge and gets to the end zone for the second time tonight. Sherman sends Bearcat Stadium out in style with a win. They beat Lebanon Trail 41-31.
Denison hit the road for Melissa, looking to try and pull an upset against the Cardinals. Melissa, though, with it here. Brett Holloway giving it to Eden Shinamura. and he runs all the way in for the Cards touchdown. Dennison looking to get some traction. Gavin Mandrell looking for Josh Birchfield. It is caught in the middle of the field, and that's a Yellow Jacket first down. But the Cardinals get the ball back, and here they come. Holloway going deep for Jacob Swain. He's got it for the touchdown, and Melissa wins this one 50-9, ending Dennison's season tonight.
Ardmore coming in on a high, riding a 5-game win streak as they host Tecumseh. Tecumseh with the ball, but not for long. This pass intercepted by Marcus Fjord, and he has reservations for 6. Taking it back for the first score of the game. The Tigers decided they liked that outcome, so they stick with it. This time the throw to the sideline, intercepted by Tyson Laster. Great footwork to stay in bounds, and there he goes, taking it back for another Tiger pick 6. What a night so far for the Ardmore defense. In the offense, they finally get a chance. We know they can score. Cadrian Miller passes to Jawan Lee, who's wide open in the end zone. Ardmore wins 62-26. They're the 2 seed heading into the postseason.
All right, good for them. Coming up next on the Max Blitz, Sulphur putting their perfect season to the test as they take on Manford. Van Alstyne and Caddo Mills square off in a big playoff seeding game.
Also, another big game in Texas, the Battle of the Boroughs renewed as Whitesboro hosts Pottsboro. That's next on the Max Blitz.
Well, welcome back to the Max Blitz. Pottsboro and Whitesboro meet again with both teams coming off strong wins. Cardinals with a great season so far. Whitesboro coming into this game with a little something to prove.
Both these teams have had some tight games in the past, and this one looks to be no different.
Here we go, Battle of the Boroughs. Matt Poe and the Cardinals in town taking on Cody Fagan's Bearcats. Scoreless in the second quarter. Whitesboro driving, 4th down. Colt Fagan deals to Ian Bruce to pick up the first and keep the drive alive. Later, it's Mason Scarborough on the carry. He takes it into the end zone. Whitesboro goes up 7-0, and they are pumped. Pottsboro looking to respond. Caden Humphrey hands it off to Carson Nix. He gets some rough and tough, hard yards for a first down for the Cards. Then they cap the drive. Humphrey on the keeper for the touchdown. Pottsboro hangs on to win this one 32-24 to finish unbeaten in district. Manford and Sulphur facing off as the Bulldogs looking to keep their perfect season intact. Sulphur with it here. Cale Brakefield connects with Drake Wood on the far sideline. He fights for some extra yards for the Bulldogs. Then Brakefield finds Wood again on the screen pass. He comes up with a nice stiff arm, follows the open space, and then here he comes. Takes it into the end zone for the touchdown. The Dogs, they don't stop there. The handoff to JoJo Gray. He takes it in for another Sulphur touchdown. And as you might expect, Sulphur finished their season in style, 48-0, undefeated on the year.
Van Alstyne and Caddo Mills meeting in Panther territory. Winner gets the 3 seed in the district. Panthers get on the board first. Corbin Kemp scores on senior night. Caddo Mills, though, responds. Colton Ponton. The handoff to Braden Van, who sprints 15 yards into the end zone to tie the game. Those two would link up again in the second quarter, this time with Ponton rolling out, getting outside the pocket, finding a leaping Van for another Caddo Mills touchdown. Great grab there, but Van Alstyne would march back into the red zone, and who else but Corbin Kemp rumbling in for the touchdown. Caddo Mills, though, pulls out the win 35-28. Van Alstyne, the 4 seed, heading into the playoffs. Kingston, already district champs, having a great season, coming in 8-1, hosting Roland. Kingston with it here. Reed Patterson, the handoff to Logan Stevens. He's running right by the camera and into the end zone for the touchdown. Patterson with the ball here, looking for more, finds Parks Retzlaff, cutting back inside for another Redskins touchdown, and they're not done yet. More Kingston. Ethan Moles gets it to Patterson. He takes it for another score. A lot of points on the night. Kingston wins.
Well, welcome back to the Max Blitz. It's rivalry night in Wilson. The Hilton Bulldogs roll into town at 7-2, playing well. Tonight they take on a 6-3 Wilson team, both coming off big wins last week.
And, you know, the last meeting between these two teams went Wilson's way, 42-40. With both teams scoring big lately, another shootout could be on the way.
Could be. Big matchup tonight in Wilson as the Eagles host the Bulldogs. Hilton with the ball first. Devon Bivens heads left, but hey, right looks like a better option. He finds some space for a big gain there, and the Bulldogs would later finish that drive with a diving touchdown from Bevins. Just a great effort here to get into the end zone, but Wilson comes back with a little momentum. Bobby Adams barrels forward here and breaks away for a nice gain, but in the end, the Bulldogs would prove too much in this one. Hilton is the 2 seed. They win 30-16.
The state champion Davis Wolves have been a tough team at home, bringing in Community Christian tonight. Community Christian, a big 4th down. The Wolves defense, though, swarming the ball carrier to come up with the stop led by Brendan Pierce. Wolves now on offense. Dax Owen keeps it, and the quarterback finds the end zone. Big touchdown from Davis. Also making plays on both sides of the ball. The pass from Community Christian picked off by Tayton Stewart, and it is a pick 6 for number 6. Davis wins this one big, 56-18.
Collinsville on their home field taking on Santo. Both teams coming in following a loss, trying to get some momentum here. Santo with it first. Rylan Griffith takes the ball, doesn't get far before Trent Stewart gets him for a loss. Then Paxton Davidson lobs it to Chad Davidson. How many times have we seen it? He says hello to the camera person there. Then Paxton Davidson again fakes out everybody. Short pass to Trent Stewart, and he takes it the rest of the way. There he goes for a touchdown. Collinsville rolls into the playoffs. They win 40-13 in that one. Well, coming up next on the Max Blitz, we have the play of the week, plus tons of scores to go over with you from across the area.
And Plainview has been winning some close games, but Kingfisher looks to win tonight. We'll show you who got it done next on the Max Blitz.
Well, welcome back to the Max Blitz. You know, there have been a lot of great plays tonight, but now time to show you the best of the best in the Utter family of dealerships. Play of the week. We go back out to Ardmore. Tigers on defense, and how about the break on the ball by defensive back Tyson Laster? Manages to stay in bounds with some very nifty footwork there along the sideline before booking it off to the end zone against Tecumseh. And again, just a great break on the ball, great footwork here, establishing himself in bounds, and there he goes.
Ardmore might have some more receivers on the defense, right? Making a great play on the ball. The first step, the most important step, securing the catch, and then looking down, making sure to stay in bounds. And that's why you condition in the off season. A big win for Ardmore, and the Tigers absolutely rolling into the playoffs.
Josh Newby doing everything right now. He's got those guys rolling, and Tyson Laster, kind of the epitome of that right there. And that is your Utter family of dealerships play of the week. The Plainview Indians hosting Kingfisher as both teams get ready for the playoffs. Plainview on offense, Jet Frankham takes the handoff, hits the outside, jets down the sideline before stepping out of bounds. Plainview looking to strike again. Frankham again, shot out of a cannon out of the line this time, and there he goes, 80 yards to the house, takes it all the way back for a touchdown. How about that? Then Indians go back on offense. Bo Brewster totes the ball up the middle, and he's loose, and he's off and running, but Plainview would fall a little short in this one, 30-26. That drops them off that 2 seed, but they are headed to the playoffs. We'll be right back. Well, welcome back to the Max Blitz. You know, it was the final night of the regular season, and for the Sherman Bearcats, their season ended tonight, but not just that, but they closed Bearcat Stadium, which people have been going to games for decades, all the way back to the 1940s.
85 years of football for Sherman at Bearcat Stadium, and they sent it out in style. Fireworks after the game, and the team put up some fireworks on the field. 41 points. Great win for the Bearcats going into 2026.
If you're going to end the stadium, do it the way Sherman did it. Great job by the Bearcats. Elsewhere, the Ardmore Tigers, their season did not end tonight because they're going to the playoffs, and they go to the playoffs riding a 6-game winning streak.
You can't go into it much better than that. 2 pick sixes in this game. Offense firing on all cylinders. The defense working as well. Tigers could be scary.
All right, we will see you back here next week for the playoff edition of the Max Blitz. Have a great weekend, everyone.